What's up, Des? Yeah, I know it's the last game of the season. I'm looking forward to next year too. Is this what you called to talk about? No, Des, I'm not going to buy you a crown because we won the league. Now run the intro. Hello and welcome back to episode 9 of series 1 of the Old Boys series. Today we have the end of the season, the last game, and some of the awards around the team. We also, coming up, have the youth intake, so let's get into it. So actually from our youth intake, we only signed 4 of the players. Archie Morgan-Chalk, Jackson Martin, Phil Nicholson, and Olimpio Domingos. What a name that is. Let's start with him. A 17-year-old English keeper with low current ability but high potential ability, high determination, high teamwork, good natural fitness. He could be coming through the team, but I don't see him starting in the team anytime soon. Archie Morgan-Chalk is the next player we're going to look at. A well-rounded player, centre-back, but again, not really good enough to get into the first team. He's already had one non-competitive game, which was very good, but his low heading and positioning and low current ability will probably not see him in the team at all. Jackson Martin is the next player. Again, a ball-winning centre midfielder who's Australian. Not good enough to get into the first team. 16 free kick taking is very good, and he has high potential ability, so he might find his team somewhere else in the league. And then the one player who I do actually see a future for at the club, Phil Nicholson, a 6'2" advanced forward with great technique, good work rate, good teamwork, good flair, great determination, decent stamina, decent first touch. Not great finishing, but we're going to work on it, and high potential ability. That's actually from our assistant manager, but if you look at it from Roy Aitken, our fitness coach, who has high judging potential ability, he has 5-star ability. So even though that he has injury proneness, we're going to try and develop him into the homegrown striker. While you were gone, a lot of transfer business happened. After we had our youth intake, I wanted to create my own youth take for the club kind of thing. I went up and down the leagues, mostly tier 11, looking at key players and their hot prospects. And if it was the same player, I made an offer and the players came to the club just so I could have a look at them. The first player that we really got was Carnell Avenel. He is just outstanding if we look at the reports. 5-star potential ability, 2.5-star current ability. He's been playing for us for the past couple of games. He was the first player we really got. He's very well rounded too. Great mental stats, 14 determination, 14 leadership, 17 teamwork, 15 work rate. And after we talk about something else, he was actually made our vice captain. So he's the new vice captain for the club and starting centre back. If we look at some other players, a lot of these players weren't actually that good, and they ended up getting released from the club. These were some of the other players that were found in our assessment. Stephen Bates, I think this is the guy that's going to be the replacement for Felipe. 5-star potential ability, potential to be a Vanarama national attacking midfielder in the future. He's only come on in 2 sub appearances so far, but already has a goal and plays very well when he plays. Daniel Evans is a right and left back who has great potential too. I kind of signed him to be the left back and play in that wing back left role, just to have someone who could cover both left and right back if we need to. Again, great mental attributes, 14 aggression, 15 decision making, 14 determination, and great well-rounded stats. Also young. The other two, Mike Bevan and Lee Owen. Lee Owen can play on that left, and Mike Bevan down the middle. Now, I thought we were done there until I got the announcement that some players in the Premier League were getting released. So I went up and down the Premier League trying to find the best players I could. And we're going to take them one by one. So Harry Hudson was the first one we found, a centre-back with great heading, great marking, great tackling, and again, great mentals, 17 determination, 14 decision making. He's not the fastest and he's not the strongest, but that can develop with time, and he's also got 5-star potential ability. Ethan Burnett is a great centre midfielder that we picked up, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. He'll be playing in that centre midfield role in front of Sonny Black. Great first touch, great decision making, good tackling, not great passing, but again, we can develop that. Then on to Sona. He's one of our new starting centre backs, 17-year-old English centre back, great well-rounded defensive stats and and good mental attributes. He's also very quick, so he's going to be our pacey centre-back. TK Addy, the 18-year-old English attacker, can pretty much play anywhere up front. He can play a striker, he can play on the right wing, he can play on the left wing. Great attacking stats, great pace, good current ability, and great potential ability. He's going to be one of the players that we keep for the future. Mo Salah is another central midfielder, 17-year-old Spanish centre midfielder who we signed from Aston Villa. Good decision and determination, great tackling, can play up and down the spine all the way from centre midfielder to centre back, and great potential ability that we're going to keep in the team. Luke Gray is another great centre midfielder option. First touch is excellent, passing is excellent, long shot's not that great, but we can develop that. 20 natural fitness is what I was drawn to, with 14 acceleration and 14 pace. He is out phenomenal centre midfield option, who I'm actually going to put in the first team. Joseph is a goalkeeping option who we signed. He's got great determination, is why I signed him, coming from Bournemouth. He is actually signed because Charlie Freeman, our backup goalie, has a lot of interest in him right now from clubs in the higher league. So in case he left, I wanted to have a backup goalie that we could rely on if Nakov ever goes down. Jed Abbey is another one of these players who is a utility player for the forward position. 18-year-old English player, 13 current ability, 5-star potential ability, great stats for first touch and passing, flair is good, decision making is good, natural fitness is great, acceleration and pace is good. He's just an attacking midfielder and striker and centre midfield, right, left. He can pretty much play anywhere above that centre circle. Joseph Okocha was actually the first player that we signed out of this group, but he didn't sign his contract until after a couple players. He was kind of the player that popped out to us straight away. 4-star, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, good mentals, great tackling, heading, marking and positioning leave something to be desired, but he looks like a great centre-back that can stay with us up the leagues. Will Greenidge is a great right-back that we signed. 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. Good marking, passing and tackling. Crossing leaves something to be desired, but that great aggression and great pace makes up for it. And he's also 6'2" with 15 jumping reach, so he will always be there for headers, which is perfect. Daniel Chester's another West Ham product. He can play a lot of positions above that centre circle too. That's why we signed a lot of utility players, because next season I think we'll have a lot more games, so we'll have to have a lot more rotation in the side. 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability for the 18-year-old English midfielder. Again, just another player we signed for his potential and backup opportunities. Connor Carroll-Brown is one of the best players that we signed too. Great acceleration, great pace and stamina. 6 foot. The 6-foot winger can also play right mid, centre attacking mid, left mid, and left attacking mid. 3.5-star ability with 5-star potential ability. He will probably sit behind Sammy next season or Jed Abbey. It was nice to have some backup options in this team. Potential to be a Sky Bet League 2 right winger too, so we're going to keep him around and hopefully make a profit off him. Christian Sadie is also another attacking option that we had, but he's more of an out-and-out striker. We didn't really sign any out-and-out strikers in that group. We signed players who could play striker, but no out-and-out one. So I wanted to pick up Christian Sadie, also from Bournemouth. 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. Just to play with Luke Hurst and Ryan Seeger. Just one for the future, really. 17-year-old English player. A player that we could sign, pay him nothing, and maybe make a profit on in the future. Rob King was then suggested to me. A 16-year-old English left-back who can play up the left spine all the way up to left midfield. Great rounded stats, great free kick taking was something that drew me to him. He only played one game for Rochester United before he was suggested to me. He has good potential ability, decent current ability, just a backup option really. Declan O'Loughlin was also another player that was suggested to me. Target man, great heading, not the tallest and not the greatest jumping reach, but maybe that's something we can develop. Good current ability, good potential ability, actually 5-star potential ability, potential Sky Bet League 2 attacker in the future, so hopefully we can get some games for him and develop him as a striker. And then the last signing, Josh Bourne, one of the best strikers that we signed, one of the best players that we signed this window, an 18-year-old English poacher, signed from Luton. Good finishing, good first touch, great acceleration, great pace, great off the ball too, good potential ability, 5-star potential ability, 3.5-star current ability. He's currently operating at a Vanarama North-South level, which is which I believe currently is 5 tiers above us this season, but will be 4 tiers above us next season. So a player who really deserves to be in the higher leagues. Hopefully we can be a good advertisement for him and he can bring us up the leagues. But as you saw, a lot of players come in, a lot of players had to leave. Columbus left on a free. I didn't really want to lose him, but I wanted to give him more game time, and we couldn't really fit him in once we'd signed all these great new strikers. Rowan Lowe, again, the goalkeeper who we actually signed for money, our first signing, £325, never really played for us after Nakov signed, but hopefully he can play well for Borden Village. Also, there was a mass exodus at the club. Anyone who didn't have a good enough ability was cut from the club. There's some great players here. Taverner, Masters. Masters I really had high hopes for, but he just couldn't make it in the team. Blumenthal, former vice-captain taken over by Avenel. Steve Bell scored in that first friendly match. Tosin Akinbabola never really got a start for us. One that I'm very upset about, Hakan Zamana, hasn't found a club yet, but couple clubs interested. Hopefully he can find a new club. Christian Navarro too. I can't believe I missed him. Long-serving left-back. 7 games. Christian Navarro too. He played 7 games for us, 6 starting, 1 off the subs bench. But he just never found his place back in the team after Onyemar took it. He just never found his place back in the team after Onyemar came in. We also came up with 2 new formations. So tactic 3 is a 5 at the back, 2 in midfield and 3 up front tactic, just to give something different for the gegenpress. For the last couple of games of the season after we'd won the league, I wanted to give some of our strikers that had come through, Nicholson, who came through the youth intake, and Ivan and Angus, who we had already signed, I wanted to give them some game time and hopefully get their potential ability up. So we started playing them, and I noticed Hamish Morrison, who was in the under-23s, who we gave a couple minutes to earlier in the season, could play that wing-back role. So can Onyemar, so I decided to play a 5 at the back for gegenpress. Also, for the second formation, tiki-taka, if we wanted to play Sammy and shotgun in this formation, I also changed this formation to bring the centre-attacking mid back. Because of the issues that we couldn't really find a good centre-attacking midfield to replace Felipe, I decided to move him back into the centre-back role and move the wing-backs forward. So let's check out how these formations got on off-camera. It was 4 wins from 4 from the boys. The first was a 3-0 victory at Stallbridge. Braden Shaw grabbing 2 goals and Sammy getting the other one in the 70th minute. This was also Sammy's first missed penalty in the league, which was tough to watch because I really thought that he was going to score that goal. He had already scored earlier in the game though. Jones to Sammy. Sammy put a great cross in and Shaw got on the end of it. I decided to play Shaw instead of Shotgun this game because Shotgun was a little bit tired. And then Lee has a great throw in. And Sammy, I forgot about this goal. Sammy just chips it over the keeper. And then Shaw with a great free kick. 2 great goals in a row from Sammy and Braden Shaw. Let's have a look at this missed penalty too. The next game was the last game where we had the formation of the 4-2-2, the 4-2-4. It was actually the first game with Avenel too, and he grabbed the goal on his debut. Sammy got back in form with scoring a penalty. Sammy actually got back in form scoring a penalty, and the new centre-back who just started the game got a goal on his debut. Sammy just slots it down the right-hand side. The goalkeeper guesses the wrong way, and Nicholson, the new striker, put in a great free kick, and Avenel just got on the end of it with his head. The first of the next 2 games was a 3-0 win away at Chickerell United. This was the formation that we had. We played this one in the formation of the 5-2-3, the one of the gegenpress. Hamish Morrison started off the scoring with a penalty in the 4th minute. Then Phil Nicholson got one in the 11th minute, and Ivan got one in the 37th. It was a great showing from our new formation that we just developed. I was worried that it was going to be a little bit too defensive for us, but having the young strikers out there gave us a little bit more. Morrison started with a great penalty, goalkeeper guessing the wrong way and Morrison putting it down the left. Jones then took it off one of their players to bring it forward and just slips it through to Nicholson, who found his first goal. Nicholson's been a real bright spark of this team. Onyemar then brought the ball forward and has a great ball over to Morrison, who finds Gilson, who has an excellent finish off the post and in. A great showing from our young strikers that game. And then the last game off camera was a 5-1 win at Cranbourne. Gilson grabbing his hat-trick, Stephen Bates, the new Cam, grabbing a goal, and actually Phil Nicholson getting another goal. He's now had 2 goals, 2 assists in 3 games. Some great games from our young striker who just came through the academy. Ivan actually got the fastest goal. Ivan's goal after 30 seconds is actually our fastest goal in Old Boys history, and that's going to be a goal that is hard. That is a record that is going to be hard to beat. Henderson then stepped up and made it 1-1, and I started to worry whether this formation was too defensive. But then Nicholson finds Gilson, who runs through and has an amazing shot into the top left-hand corner that the goalie can't do anything about. He then stepped up and took the penalty, calmly and swiftly put it in. Gilson then got the ball on the edge of the box, beat his defender, then put a lovely ball through to Bates, who just buried it into the goal. Avenel then began the play, putting a great ball up to Gilson, who found Nicholson, who off a defender puts it in. Gilson really was just one of the best. Gilson with one of the best performances of the season so far that game. 3 goals, 2 assists from the man. For the last game of the season, I think we're going to go for the classic formation of the 4-2-3-1. We're going to start with Nakov in goal. At right back, we're going to start with Jordan Lee. He's been a great servant to the club, and I don't see him staying here next season, so let's give him a good run out. Onyema's going to start at left back. I'm not sure if he's going to be with us next season, but he's had a great season, and I want to give him the last game. At centre back, we're going to play Audrius and Smith. Audrius is under bid, and so is Smith, and I want to give him a game out before they potentially leave us. At centre midfield, we're going to go with Black and Connor Jones. 2 players all season who played well above their star rating. At right midfield, it could be no one else but Sammy. On the left, his partner in crime, the man himself, Shotgun. In the centre of midfield, we're going to go with the new guy, Stephen Bates. And up front, the man who's caused plenty of problems for defences this season, Luke Hurst. I'm going to let my assistant manager choose the unpicked positions. Now let's get into the game. For the final game of the season, they're going to be playing a cautious 4-4-2. Stewart is the highest star rating, their right back, the 17-year-old Northern Irish player. The fans have been fantastic for us all season, so go out there and give them one last performance, boys. This season's been spectacular. The boys have played amazing. Some of the faces that we have had this season we won't see again, so it's nice to give them a little bit of a send-off. First highlight there, shotgun to Hurst, and his header is saved by Norton. Norton sends the ball forward, but Audrius has it. Back to Nakov. Nakov to Audrius. Out to Lee. Lee into Black. Black sends it over to Shotgun. Shotgun running in. And his shot is saved by Norton. Onyema to Jones, to Onyema, back to Hurst. But it is cleared. Smith picking up the loose ball. Back to Nakov. Nakov is time to Smith. Smith to Black, who plays a searching ball. But it's cleared, but Shotgun picks it up. Shotgun running forward, and Hurst kind of blocks the shot, but it goes wide. Throw in. Onyema to Jones. To Bates. Onyema. Onyema to Jones. Jones with a great ball in. Sammy! Oh, what a save by Norton. How has he done that? And what a tragedy, Sammy getting injured in our final game. We're going to bring on TQ Addy, the new man from Crystal Palace. Let's hope he can do a job for us. Nothing to report that first half. Good opportunities, but no one really grabbing the final goal. No one really grabbing the first goal. 12 shots to 1. Again, I think the boys can go grab this goal. It's kind of tough that the captain went off, Sammy, but we got some great players off the bench. We have some great players on the bench if we need them, but hopefully we won't. 66 to 34% possession. Come on, boys, go out there and grab a goal. I think I'm going to make another change while we have time. Shotgun is going to come off for Braden Shaw, who deserves a run out. Sadie's also going to come on. Give him a chance to... Oh, who do we bring him on for? I'm going to bring him on for Luke Hurst. Luke Hurst hasn't had the greatest of games. So I'm going to give Sadie a new chance to show what he's like as a striker. Sadie with the free kick. Oh! It's saved, but Audrius' second bite goes wide. 92nd minute. Free kick. Sadie steps up. And Sadie puts it in! Sadie's first goal in his first game. A great free kick by Sadie. Which means we win the final game of the season. A deserving goal, and I can't believe we actually did it. Lee, with the ball, crosses in, and Braden Shaw! 2 goals past the... Is that 2 goals past the 90th minute? Lee with the throw into Bates, back to Lee. And Lee with an amazing cross into Braden Shaw, who taps it in off the volley with his left foot. What a goal by Braden Shaw. A goal in the 93rd and 94th minute to win the game. This is what this team is capable of. I can't wait for them to have a go at the league above. I think we're going to be dominant once again. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope one of your favourite players didn't leave the club, but if they did, let me know. Again, we're just trying to get better. If you have any tips or tricks, leave them in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch up on the end of season special next episode. Anyway, wham, bam, peace.